Good evening, and welcome to SpeedGaming 2. Tonight we've got the Hybrid Major Glitches tournament match, first one of the series between Orange and vZakat. We'll be starting in just a bit here. I'm your commentator Chimo. We've got Malmo on comm. And it looks like we're off. Got both runners starting out. Nice early bow there. Good things we get out of the two. Map checks on both sides. Green banner. Orange heading straight for Lake back. That's just a red rupee. That's like both players gonna make really low back. I'm cutting out a bit. Let me check my settings in Discord. We'll see if that's any better. I'm not too sure. I can speak a little bit louder though. Looks like we didn't get anything out of Saha's closet that I saw. We see vZakat going on to Eastern Palace while Orange saving it from Sanctuary. We'll see if this pays off. Eastern, pretty good time investment, but Green Pendant gives it an extra item, so it's a pretty good play. And we got Moon Pearl in the forest. So that opens up a ton of stuff right away. Nothing so far in Eastern. And I think we got an item and a dungeon item. I could be wrong. So Orange making the play straight for CAC, which is obviously something you're going to do at some point. Lots of items there. Do like to go there with a bottle, powder, flute, if you can, but it rarely works out that way. Interesting to see where runners head after that, as you have a lot of options in overworld glitches, especially with that Moon Pearl. Get some low percent dark rooms here. And the Ice Rod in the well in Kakariko. One thing about this early Green Pendant Eastern play is even if you get all the items right away, you pretty much have to go to the boss for that extra one. It's not an ice rod hunt, so that likely means pod is a pendant. That's how random works, right? And vZakat quick taking pretty good care of that Igor in Eastern. Down to half a heart, has to be careful here. Oh. Takes a death. We'll see if he heads back in or goes somewhere else. Looks like he's choosing to leave. I missed that before. Half magic in the sanctuary is really nice early on, especially. The ice rod is actually some pretty good utility. Kills lots of enemies in one shot. It's good against Landmos, who we have access to as soon as we get a fire source. Yeah, pretty reasonable play to bail out of Eastern after that death. But hopefully that doesn't bite ya. I didn't see if we got all 3 items or not, so there's potentially an item there and one on green pendant left. You see orange heading straight down for Kakariko, continues on into desert. We have a lot of cool glitches available to us. At the start of this run, see a little bit of overworld clipping, but nothing too crazy. And vZakat finding that moon pearl in the forest. See if he makes any different decisions than orange here, or continues kind of the same route. Desert just never gives you the layout you want when you dip it early, which is to give you the big key right away so you can exit the right door. Okay, nothing much in desert by the looks of things. Do see that vZakat picked up a bottle. I'm assuming that was an Eastern. So he gets to check Sick Kid, which could be interesting. Orange clipping over from desert to cave 45. Oh, and there's a glove. Nice early glove. He can go straight back to checkerboard cave from there pretty easily. One of the problems with this desert opening route is that you can orphan that check pretty hard with no glove. So that's really nice to find. Just a red rupee there, but it gets checked off, so it's still pretty nice. Gina's Cave, just a heart piece. What we're really interested in here is what Sick Kid has coming up in a bit. Orange saves and quits to Sanctuary. I assume he is going to be heading up the mountain. Could be wrong though. Alright, with that glove, we've got access to the back of Sanctuary, which in this mode especially often is a much later check. Just a heart container on sick kids, so that's not too bad to miss. We saw a mushroom in the back of Sanctuary. I don't think we got a key. Let's see if Orange turns that in right away or does something else. Looks like he is gonna fake flipper. Typical Krosky start over to Witch's Hut. Socket setting up the desert clip. Looks like he's got it. Look, I think there's a million ways to clip down there. Just a red rupee on the mushroom, so we see a soft reset on orange side. Gonna keep that mushroom, potentially fake powder later. And looks like he's probably gonna head down to the dam and mini Moldarm Cave. We'll see if at any point Orange decides to do that eastern dip or full clear that Socket already went for. Be the main difference in their times right now. $300 at the dam, that's nice to have for sure. Plenty of Zora money already. Of course, all the flipper checks are sphere 0 in glitch modes. Pesky Moldarms, but Orange putting that ice rod to good use. Oof. Burning through that magic bar. And a sword! And slightly less hype boomerang. Early sword is really nice. Probably the main reason for not going straight to Death Mountain is that it's just a huge pain without any weapons. Yeah, we see Zakat pretty much following along the route Orange already took. Picks up that glove in checkerboard, heading back, or in K45, heading back to checkerboard. See if he remembers to do the back of escape. And Orange going for some of those fake flipper checks. Looks like, ooh. I think he was trying to fake flipper so he could save his water walk from Hobo, which you can't transition for, otherwise it gets rid of it. So I think he's lost his water walk state, but he'll just probably fake flipper down to Zora area, lose a little bit of time on that. There's a good clip from the bridge screen to Hobo, so an option would have been just to forget about Hobo for now. Just 10 arrows. You just can't splash. Okay, I got that wrong then. Looks like he does have it. But in the meantime, we see Zakat heading up the mountain. Not heading for the back sink. The island's been checked really early. They did it on their way to Sahashala. I think it was like a red rupee or something. So a little bit of divergence, but we'll definitely be seeing orange head up the mountain pretty soon there. That was a book on Old Man. Definitely a nice to have early item. You can check all the tablets with nothing. Of course, we've already been to desert area, so that makes it a little bit awkward to route in, maybe. And the glitched dungeon that we see a million times, as it's so useful to clip into and also to get to other dungeons. Hera. Zora DMA being pulled off by orange. Don't see this every run. It's a little bit more of a pain. Definitely some chances to soft lock. Looks like he's got it, no problem though. Zora DMA, yeah. This seed is going okay so far. We don't really have a lot of items, that's for sure. We do have the Moon Pearl though, so. Moon Pearl and bow, so a lot of access. Dark World, most of pod. No fire or light source yet for pod, I guess. See vZakat heading off the mountain now, checking that back of escape as orange makes his way to Paradox Cave. A flute. Flute obviously not necessary in this mode at all, but I think still pretty nice to have for routing. In the speedrun you don't pick it up even, but you also know where all the items are, so that makes a big difference. A hookshot in Paradox Cave, which is really nice too. vZakat's back on the mountain now. After that quick dip into Sanctuary. Don't feel like we see this clip every day, but he's doing an up teleport into the clouds to get, I assume, to the floating island. Just to east Death Mountain. Nice bow strats here in Spiral Cave. Definitely a pain to get through with low gear. He hasn't been down to Mini Moldarm Cave yet to pick up that sword. Which definitely makes things a little bit tougher on Death Mountain. See Orange picking up the old man now. He'll get his book. I'd imagine we'd see Dark World out of somebody pretty soon with that Moon Pearl. Orange checking King's Tomb. These two checks can be somehow easy to orphan, even though they're right next to a save and quit point. It's the mode where small progression gives you a ton of access, and leaving stuff behind can really hurt you. And there's the hammer in Graveyard Ledge, so hopefully vZakat doesn't leave that too long. So that gives us a lot of GT access. That's likely where Orange is headed right now. That's just one of the things in this mode. Hammer and hookshot. Oh, he's headed into Hera though. Hera's a crystal. With that hookshot, we can at least kill Mold Arm. Got a small key in here. See one of the many bomb setups for Herapot. Meanwhile, vZakat's got his sword out of Mini Moldarm Cave. Heading over to Ice Rod Cave, probably fake flipper checks as well. I'm not too aware of that particular setup. Oh, nice spin speed off that stairs there for vZakat. Nice rod screen. Orange takes care of Helma and gets the big key of Hera, which normally is not supposed to be there. Yeah, the hammer makes a Mold Arm really nice. Fighter Sword Mold Arm is not fun. Gonna check that tablet with that newly acquired book. Just a heart piece though. ₹500 for 300 rupees. There's been worse scams, I guess. So Orange heading into Dark World. My guess, we get a map check straight away. Looked like ice and swamp for pendants. Pendant swamp in this mode is nice unless there's something in there. Orange heads into Super Bunny Cave. And finds the mirror. That is really nice. That makes a lot of good routing. Gives us some more access to stuff we didn't have before. Mirror clipping, wraps, etc. see vZakat back in Hera, also likely going to clear this place with Hera Pod. I think that is the Dracarius method. Menu lineup. Quake for the front of TR, which we have. Doesn't do much good right now anyways. Orange not rejecting those bombs, picks them up for a small refill. Looting away. Meanwhile, vZakat not having that hammer is having to do the Fighter Sword Moldorm fight. But takes care of it pretty cleanly. Picks up that Hera big key and a crystal. Oh, I didn't notice we picked up Cape, but yeah, that gives us access to Spike Cave here. That's a good point, Malmo. We could check the big chest in Hera now. Neither runner did that. It's a bit of a pain, they have to go back in after Helma. I would think if you're going to check that, you're going to wait till you need to go back in to go to Swamp or something like that. Orange heading into GT. While vZakat makes his first trip into Dark World. Looks like he's heading to East Death Mountain as well. So many checks in GT, you pretty much will never not clear it in glitch modes. You have access with almost nothing to some of the checks anyways. Bombos in Staphos room. Obviously in this mode we don't require Fire Rod or Bombos to get into Ice Palace, but still need it to clear. It's like ice is a pendant, so I'm not sure that's going to be a very tempting offer. It also continues down to Catfish from East Death Mountain there. Gonna pick up his blueberries. I think this is a mode where having a full inventory of bombs is probably a little bit more useful than standard modes. There's a lot of bomb clips and stuff that are useful. Looks like Orange picked up the flippers in Rando room. That gives us some access to Swamp. Puts ice in Logic, probably. vZakat also on Death Mountain. He clipped up to Hera and then looks like jumps all the way down. He's wrapping around for the GT clip, I guess. He probably didn't need to come all the way down though. He could have just went from the portal up there. Yeah, you're right. He's doing the super jump. Down to swamp area. Yeah, he doesn't have that hammer yet off Graveyard Ledge, so GT is not very enticing with only 3 checks you could get. 4 or more if you got the big key, but fairly unlikely. He's heading straight to Hype Cave from that super jump. This is an interesting route. Meanwhile, Orange has set up that pyramid fairy mirror. Just gonna check that. I would think likely you do escape right now as well. Just a heart piece on the pyramid ledge. But he's gonna go ahead and mirror and take the uncle drop down. Meanwhile, vZakat making his way through Dark World, up from Hype Cave. Just 10 arrows for many digs. Do see Orange head into escape. vZakat clips down to the mire area. You can get the 2 checks here. It is Quake, the mire medallion, so that gives us access. And a whole bunch of logical access as well. But Caneless Mire is never that enticing, and we see he's gonna head up to Village Outcast probably. Normally would need mitts to go up this way, but we'll do a couple clips from the race game, dig game area. Now, Thieves Town is a crystal. We'll see if vZakat decides to go in, and how far he decides to go in. Without that hammer, potentially could be leaving behind an item. Ten arrows in Dark Cross. And a Master Sword and chess game, that's a nice find. And Orange with glove and hammer in hand doesn't have to do any sort of jump to get Type Cave. You can just take the portal like normal. But likely going to follow along similar route to vZakat. Big key in its vanilla location in Thieves Town, and it looks like vZakat is going to head into the back without the hammer. Nice full magic drop there. Nice Hellway out of vZakat. Orange also in the Mire area, picks up his info that it's accessible with Quake, but also not going in just yet. And there's powder in the Thieves Town prison cell. I think both our runners safe scummed that mushroom, or possibly vZakat didn't check it yet actually. But that's not going to be necessary, we've just got powder now. That's a check that's fairly easy to do from here. And vZakat pretty much nailing that blind script. No damage. Really nice fight. Looks like Malmo telling us there is an item in the big chest, so that is definitely interesting. We'll probably see pretty quick here if it's anything useful. As Orange heads straight into Thieves Town, no reason not to pretty much for him. See vZakat head into Skull Woods. Blue mail. vZakat went for the big key chest first in Skull Woods. That was a small key. Also a small key in the front. Potentially could have skipped out on that check if there's 2 items in the front here. There's 1. Leaving Skullwoods, heading over to Bumper Cave as Orange continues clearing the back of Thieves Town. Just a bottle, we've already got one, so not going to bother clipping up there for it. So Zakat's going to be checking these graveyard checks the intended way, and he is going to get his hammer pretty quick here. Seems kind of rare to see this. I don't know if it's late mirror or... Did he save and quit? What? That's not good. Has he remembered here maybe? No. Yeah. So we'll see what he's up to here, but that's definitely a little bit surprising. Looks like he's wrapping the screen for either GT or Graveyard Ledge, or not Graveyard Ledge. Oh, that was a net in the big chest. I'm too busy watching vZakat here after that. Yeah, he hasn't done Pyramid Fairy yet, so that could just be all together here. I was just a little bit surprised not to see him mirror over. I get that. But I suppose this is just as fast or possibly faster. Does pick up that hammer as Orange picks up his crystal out of Thieves Town. So I'm not sure that being a little bit later to hammer has cost him too much. He still has to go into Gannon's Tower. I think the only thing we got out of there was the flippers. Yeah, he's obviously not got the last time out of Thieves Town, but that's, I mean, at this point, likely a last location, I would think. See, Orange does pop up there and get the bottle off the ledge before fluting away. That's Orange's first bottle, I believe. The other one was in Eastern, I think. So goes and turns that in straight away. As we see Zakat make his way to the Pyramid Fairy. Pick up his B. Did Zakat do this magic bat check? I can't remember. it's just a heart container. We also see him mirror and head into escape as well. Kind of the best time to do it with Pyramid Fairy if you happen to find mirror. Orange is in Hera. See if he goes ahead and checks that. He picks the heart up, so has to mirror to reset his value. That is only if you do a bomb clip into the pot. I believe if you do the spin speed setup, you do not need to do that, but it's a little bit risky in this mode because the small key is very valuable. There we go. So gets the big chest, gets an item out of there. I'm not sure if we know what the basement is, if it's an item or a dungeon item. Both Hera items have been found, so that's good. We don't have to go into the basement. We can use that small key in Swamp freely. Orange using the, what's it called, dash citrus method of getting into Swamp. Yeah, this is Pendant Swamp. There's still a good number of items in here for sure, but it's a little bit of a play. Orange has cleared quite a lot, so probably not a bad play. Yeah, and like we say, we have access to mire, we have flippers. At least Orange does. But we see vZakat doing the Kiki Yeet and gonna head into Pod from Death Mountain. Oh, and the Mold Arms being a pain, as they like to do. Knocks him off his setup. See Orange walk out of the front of Swamp and not head back in. So using that as a little bit of routing tool, checking a few things in there. Headed over to Mire, it looks like. We'll get our first look at Palace of Darkness on vZakat's side. Early bow opens up a lot more in Palace of Darkness, often. I think this is quite a good play as well. Quake is the worst medallion for Mire because you have to deal with that bird, or just get like hit by it over and over again in the cutscene. vZakat heading straight for that big key chest, which I feel like you don't see everybody do. In case it's skippable. It's just a small key there. And there's the red cane. So that is a nice find. He's got that before going into Mire, so he can full clear when he goes there. Big key in Bowlock side. Showing off that weird stair dash thing. Not sure if that has a name. Hammer dash never works, but you gotta go for it. It's so nice when it does. Big key in its worst location in Mire. Map chest. Yeah, that's a good point by Malmo. No fire means we can't do the left side of Mire at all, and if Orange is intending to clip out of here, although I don't know why he would, he'll have to do the left side clip. But he's kind of headed that way, so... Headed back into Swamp, I would guess, then. I guess if you're in here, it must be quicker to clip from Mire to Hera to Swamp than to go to Death Mountain and clip into Hera. So Pod is a crystal, so this is like a pretty... I'm a little bit surprised both these runners left it so long, actually. With bow and hammer long. I mean, vZakat hasn't had hammer very long. It looks like he found tempered somewhere in there. I was paying a little bit too much attention to the Mire clips going on the other side. See left side Swamp at Orange. If you're gonna go to all this trouble of going into Pendant Swamp, you're probably not gonna leave stuff behind. vZakat is somewhere in Pod. He must just went through the Dark Turtle room. It's definitely not that easy in the dark. Quake is not the most helpful medallion in that room. Taking on Helma with pretty healthy gear though. Big key in its vanilla location in Swamp. And there's the fire rod. So when vZakat does get to GT, he's got full access. With that cane fire rod. So I gotta think that's a pretty good play soon, but we'll see if he decides to clear some dungeons instead. That go mode? Can it possibly be? Desert, Skullwoods, Mire, and TR. So yeah, it is. So never mind, we're not going to be going into GT, we're going to go clear these dungeons. I don't know what kind of HMG seed this is, it doesn't look like it's going to be 2 hours and 30 minutes, like most of the ones I've played. Fire Rod on Helmasaur. So pod is the play here, pretty much. Orange taking care of all of Swamp, and not really going to find anything of value in there. vZakat heading straight over to Mire. I didn't even realize Orange is still in Mire state. So he'll get an illegal sort of crystal here. But still has to take care of Vitreous. Just saving, quitting out of there, which makes sense. It's long cutscene. So I'm guessing it's the pod play here, but no, he's fluting away. Taking the swamp portal. He really does need to get to pod pretty quick here. I think he's done a little more than vZakat, but not really too much on the dungeon front. He's headed into Ice Palace, the mirror wrap. Not electing to clip through the first room. I don't know if he's just picking up a key or walking through. This is a pendant ice play, and we know there's nothing strictly required in here, so that's a bit of a play for Orange. We see vZakat doing the fire lock chests in Mire, and unfortunately that's going to be a little bit slow. The big key is not over there. And of course, Orange also doesn't have the red cane, so he can't Icebreaker, which makes this even slower clear. It's gonna be interesting, like, when vZakat picked up that hammer, he didn't waste too much time before doing the Kiki skip over to Pod. Orange seems to be putting that off for some reason. vZakat does pick up his big key out of the map chest in Mire, making his way down to Vitreous. I'm having a little bit of trouble with that rarely seen these days Ice Palace bomb jump, but gets it eventually. Probably more seen in this mode. Earlier access to ice. vZakat taking care of those dark mire rooms. No dark spooky. I don't think he fluted. Well, we don't have mitts, so you would have to do the RMG spooky in the dark. It's probably not worth it. Taking on Vitreous. NMG strats. Really nice fight. Orange continues clearing Ice Palace. I don't think we've seen anything really of value in there. There's not much to find though. Lamp would speed up the dark rooms a little bit. Silver arrows for Ganon, obviously. There's another sword out there. That's a place for Lamp. Big chest in ice. vZakat mirrors over, is going to take care of Land Mouse. Back of Desert. And after that, he's got Skullwoods and Turtle Rock left, as well as the GT Climb. And he needs to find the GT Vicky as well, still. Not sure if we saw where that was on Orange's side. vZakat hasn't been in GT at all, amazingly. Got some hammer cold stare going on, which is definitely not an easy fight. 1 to 2 hearts, gotta be a little bit careful here. And there we go, that's pendant off of Cold Stare for Orange, and vZakat's got his Landmost Crystal. I would imagine Orange is feeling a tad behind, having cleared a lot of swamp and ice for not much of value. See what he decides to do from here. Looks like he is going to head into pod. Lining up that insta warp or whatever you guys call it. I feel like when I learned RMG, the insta teleport was not a thing yet. So I still know the bomb, the regular bomb lineup. vZakat's making his way to Skull Woods for his 6th crystal. Orange is finally in pod, so he'll likely full clear here. Find his cane, I think was in the basement, and Fire Rod on Helmsaur. Othila fight for vZakat. There was that red cane on orange side. On a really nice moth fight there. Nice double poke. 2 slashes. Oh, and it looks like Orange is going to head straight back to Helmsaur from that right side. This is really good for him, as he's going to pick up the Fire Rod and be in go mode and not have to do the back, so that's a really good time save. Still quite a gap between these runners, I think. Because Pendant, Swamp, and Ice will do that to you. See vZakat going for, looks like the mirror wrap into the back of TR. I think he didn't quite get the line up there though. He's got to take an extra transition to set that up. Oh, that's a good point. Tempered is in the dark somewhere, I think, in pod. So Orange is likely going to miss out on that. And there's silver arrows on Laser Bridge. That's kind of a nice find. Right before Ganon. There's the mitts in the back of TR. Okay. Yeah, we don't need those for much. So this is our first look at TR out of either of these runners, and we still have to find the big key. So I have no idea the best way to route TR, but vZakat going in the back and just gonna clear straight back, it looks like. There, Orange picks up his Fire Rod off of Helmsaur. So that will put him in go mode. 109, 56 or so. He's got some things cleared already, like he has the mire big key. So when he goes to mire, he can just go straight through. He's got the GT big key already. Go take care of Mothula first. Turtle Rock big key not in its vanilla location, so we have to keep looking. Just Chomps and the front three left at this point. Nice cane strat there. And there's the big key in the Chomps room. Oh, I thought Orange was heading into Skull Woods, but it looks like he just used the portal. To come down here into Mire. Nice Trinex fight so far. Takes a hit, but gets it done. That is 7 crystals for vZakat. vZakat electing to mirror on top of Turtle Rock and take the portal from there. I have no idea what's faster in Rando. You save and quit usually in the speedrun. And if you do this, is it faster to watch the cutscene or clip in still? Guess it depends on how fast you clip. Cutscene is quite long. So heads left first. We'll see his route through GT here. This is kind of like a normal seed. Looking for the big key. This is your last thing. If he goes full left, this is faster. If he does Dark Magician, this will lose him a little bit of time. As Orange takes care of Vitreous and picks up another crystal. Looks like Dark Magician, so just be a little bit slower to that big key. Orange mirroring over to Desert. So Meyer just finished for Orange. He's got Desert, Skullwoods, and TR left. And also has to find the TR big key. Potentially there's some time save if you elected to go through the front, but I'm not sure if anyone would do that or not. vZakat cleans up Compass Room, mirrors out, and is now continuing upon the left side. As Orange cleans up Landmouse. Very quick with the gear they've got. Doing a save and quit, I assume, to Death Mountain. Likely just wanted the heart refill before heading into TR. vZakat coming up on Rando Room here, which I believe the big key is in. There it is. Kind of a blessing not finding those flippers any sooner, maybe. Orange does clip into the back of TR, which is the normal play. The mirror wrap is in logic, but I think not the mirrorless wrap. But I think because of that, with the mirror in hand, the big key could be on Laser Bridge. Mirror wrap's not in logic? Is that true? Does that mean that big key can't be back there? But you need small keys, I guess, if you're going back this way. I always thought, I guess I was always wrong, that the mirror wrap to TR was in logic, even in overworld glitches. So, vZakat making his way through the gauntlet. Fire Rod, Silver Arrows Tempered is pretty nice gear. First Landmouse gets away from him. That's still a pretty quick fight. Orange picking up his big key out of the chain jump chest. Go take care of Trinex now. Oof. Talk getting bullied by the fire bar. I think he's still got lots of time though. Orange without that tempered sword has to use hammer strats on Triax. Doesn't have to, but it's faster than just Master Sword. Takes care of the first phase nicely as vZakat cleans up Landmost 2. Opens the validation chest for 10 bombs. Makes his way onto Aga 2. Almost a triple there. Almost a triple there. Looked like a possible 2-cycle there, but that's it's an early 4-cycle there. So Orange is gonna show off the Skull Woods wrap here, which I don't know how to do. I think you have to be quite careful entering that entrance there, or you can wrap block. And vZakat onto Ganon. Cleanly through the first cycle. Dash strats for phase 2. Nice 1-1. Ganon warps. Not so nice. And a very nice silver fight there, so that's GG's for vZakat. That's a official racetime.gg time of 1:23:45 for vZakat. Orange just cleaning up Skull Woods. He's got the GT climb left and Ganon, and that's it. So this actually still was fairly close. Let's see, I mean, this is a fast time for HMG, I feel like, 1:23.
Alright, hello.
GG's.
GG's, thank you.
So what did you think of the seed?
This was a really nice seed, actually. Everything was just kind of right there. So, when I started out, I was playing really aggressively, and that started to worry me. But then I just got lucky, I guess.
Yeah, it went pretty cleanly. Maybe about the only thing you didn't need to do was Eastern dip.
Yeah.
That was early. That was a play with that bow for sure.
Yeah. So that was like probably the most aggressive thing I did. Like getting that bow, I just thought, yeah, let's do it. And ended up not paying off, and I died in there. So I was just kind of, once that happened, I was just thinking, I'm never going back there.
Yeah,
But
that's what it looked like. Probably the right call, unless something's there, of course.
yeah, but it would have been last location if it was.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think about finding those flippers?
I found them so late, it was just kind of
Yeah.
lol. So luckily it's one of those no red herrings here gonna like mislead us into swamp or anything.
Yeah, that's true if you find them so late. Your opponent was possibly not so lucky.
Oh really?
Yeah, I guess the major difference maybe was he was quite early to hammer, and you did kind of a trip around dark game or dark world first. He did a bunch of stuff and then went into GT instead of pod, and
Okay.
you were quite quick to pod after that hammer, which had the last things you needed, I guess.
Yeah, I was actually planning on doing Eastern after pod, but after finding the fire rod, it was like, oh, that's go mode.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. But really nice to just find hammer and hit go mode after clearing crystal pod.
Yeah, I guess getting the hammer late kind of saved me, because I probably would have done left side of GT if I had gotten it early. Because I tried to do the graveyard ledge clip, but I just don't know how to do it without a sword. So I ended up soft locking and just gave up on it.
I could check and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's just terrible to do without a sword. You have to do it like a teleport with the boulders or something.
There's a clip you can also do, I think, where you just kind of clip the same way, but whenever I do it, I always end up like getting off a pixel and then soft locking.
Oh, I think I have seen that. That's you kind of like clip in and then you can dash or jump from like a spot there.
Something like that, but
Yeah.
apparently it saved me. And actually I had planned on doing it early, but I just kind of autopiloted and super jumped instead. Because since I had the mirror, I was gonna do graveyard ledge into escape, but I just super jumped out of I autopiloted and I was like, well, guess we're doing this now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's a good play anyways. I don't know
And
if
this is
pod
the
was
perfect
ever
seed for the Skullwoods map rep, but I wasn't confident enough to try it.
Your opponent did do that while you were climbing GT.
Really?
So swag points to orange, I guess.
Alright. We were thinking the same thing. I just
Yeah.
didn't have the guts to try it. I'm not super familiar with it, and with the chance of hard locking, I figured better safe than sorry.
Very risky doing wraps and stuff that you're not familiar with in a race.
Yeah.
Especially when you're 115 in go mode or whatever.
Yeah, because it seemed like a jet seed to me, so I didn't know how close to finishing orange was, so I always just assume that my opponent is close to me.
Well, you have to, especially you guys are both really good racers.
Yeah, but it was a fun seed.
Yeah, for sure. So that puts you up one game in the series. What's your thoughts for the rest of the series here?
Just gonna play as the best I can. I usually don't think about my opponent's plays too much, so I'm not trying to do any counter plays or anything. I just want to play the seed well. So
Yeah.
just gonna make sure I have clean gameplay, don't forget any locations, and make sure I think about my routing. So
Yeah, absolutely. Nice to be up a game though. You said
yeah,
you were a little bit
feels good.
aggressive. You were a little bit aggressive going into this one. Will you be a little bit less aggressive into game 2?
Maybe, but I feel like recently I've just been more aggressive recently, so I wasn't planning on being aggressive today. I just kind of, after getting the bow, I just decided, sure, let's be aggressive.
Yeah, for sure. I really like being up a game because you can just play your game, whatever that is.
Yeah, a little buffer there for safety.
Just Yeah, Orange was on to Ganon now, but he never got that sword in the back of Pod, so he's doing Master Sword.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
A little bit. That was yeah, he hit go mode. He went straight into Helma off the right side. So
I also thought about doing that.
yeah.
Glad I didn't.
Yeah, likely it's a wash with finding Tempered, especially with all the dungeons you guys had left.
Yeah, all the bosses a lot easier.
Yeah.
So I guess that means Master Sword, like Trinex and Vitreous, which are pretty slow.
Yeah. Yeah, and finding those silver arrows after Vitreous in
Oh, yeah.
Little Rock. Yeah. On your way to Skull Woods, I guess, is the optimal route.
Yeah. I gotta go practice that map rep now. Make sure I'm ready. This tournament has made me practice a lot of things.
There's so many clips like that you can save like a little bit of time, but you don't really need to know like to race the mode.
Yeah. Always gotta look for those optimizations though.
Yeah.
I definitely practiced that right side of GT with the lamp after my disaster from the other run.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that. What happened?
Oh, I messed it up and I had my health was too low. And so I tried to death warp to the beginning of the dungeon, but I ended up getting death hold and hard locked my game.
That's rough. That's
Yeah.
very rough.
And then I went back again and tried and messed up. So I probably sunk over like 5 minutes trying to do that.
And that is GG's for Orange, with the time 1:31:58 or so. And we're joined by Orange in chat here, so GG's Orange.
GG.
So, what did you think of the seed?
I screwed up. Just go to pod.
Yeah, we're a little bit interesting choices there. You were much earlier to hammer, and then we obviously saw a lot of swamp and ice palace. Do you want to talk about your decisions routing there?
Well, at first, pod was really tempting, but I was on like 7 hearts, fighter sword, green mail, no fire at all, no medallion to easily do the turtle room in the dark. So I was like, okay, I'll put it off for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kept finding stuff to, keep going. And then the flippers popped up, and I was like, great, I don't have to do swamp or ice unless there's a Fort GT key somewhere. And sure enough, there's a Fort GT key behind Ice Armos, suddenly putting it into logic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh no. Basically, I took the flippers bait and ended up putting off pod until it was too late.
Yeah, I mean, those flippers and Mire being accessible, everything was in logic, so it's very, very understandable play. Your opponent found those flippers when he was only looking for the GT big key, which was kind of funny. So he didn't get baited into any of that, fortunately for him.
Yeah. I figured that was going to happen because as soon as I saw that fire rod I was on Helm, I was like, I'm done. I am so screwed. I gotta think about my game 2 now.
Yeah. Was your decision to go into ice a little bit like, well, I did so much of swamp for nothing, like I just kind of have to make the plays now, something like that?
I was still foolishly chasing the flippers.
Yeah.
And then pod kind of became an afterthought, even though it was full clearable, and I had absolutely no excuse not to do a full fireless pod on red mail now. And bombos.
For sure. Cool, so 1-0 for vZakat going into game 2. What's going to be your strategy, Orange, going forward here?
Remember that pod exists? And don't wait until you're suddenly reminded by a lamp that you've been able to do pod for a long time.
Yeah, for sure. We did enjoy seeing the Skull Woods map wrap out of you as you were in go mode.
Oh, I figured I had already lost this, so may as well go for the swag and do the map wrap.
Nice. Awesome. Well, any other thoughts on the seed, guys?
It's a jet seed if you go to pod.
Yep, pretty
Yeah.
much my same opinion.
I think Malmo was mentioning in chat, between the two of you, all pendant dungeons were like pretty much cleared as Socket went into Eastern early. But all for nothing, I guess, in this one.
I guess I do want to answer a question that was probably in chat about the whole Mire Hair to Swamp thing. And the whole reason I bailed from Hair to Swamp into Mire to Hair to Swamp was because I totally forgot that the door to the left of the first mode is already open, and I thought it was a key door. And I was like, oh, I have to go get a Mire key.
Oh, okay. We were wondering a little bit, especially clipping Mire to Hair to Swamp.
Basically, I had become overwhelmed by HMG logic, especially after the flippers suddenly became in logic.
Well, that will certainly happen in this mode. The logic of those 3 dungeons is particularly nasty.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Well, GG's again, guys. When is your next match?
2 in the morning.
2 in the morning.
Yeah,
On
Monday at 2
on
a.m.
Monday.
We're doing a double header, possibly.
Those are my sort of degenerate hours. I don't know where you guys are living, but
Florida.
It's 3 in the afternoon for me. Very nice.
Okay, that makes sense. 2 a.m. doubleheader. That's a late night show for most people. It should be a good one. I think there's one more game on tonight. I'm not 100% sure if we have a restream or not. I think we were still looking for a crew. But I think that was supposed to be starting at 11:30 p.m. So we'll see if that happens, but tune in if that does happen. And other than that, GG's. Thanks, guys.
GG's.
GG's.